our picks for the top 10 dealing with bullies movie scenes. For this list, we're looking at the best and most memorable movie moments in which a bully gets his or her comeuppance. We will be discussing important scenes in the films in question, so here's your spoiler alert.
Have you heard about his brass knuckles? Dude has brass knuckles? Yeah, always carries them with him. He uses them on special occasions.
Number 10. Fuming Fred, dazed and confused.
We got another one, huh, fellas? Whoa, guys. You wouldn't mind if I went first there, would you? Is that all right? It's kind of a personal thing between me and this little piece of shit here.
If you put yourself in the shoes of someone who's about to be chased down and violently beaten with a paddle, then we totally understand if you get the impulse to run.
Nice try, freshman.
But when the man wielding the paddle is Fred O'Banion, you might be well advised to take your lumps, because if you defy him, there is little chance he will let it go. But these guys don't.
Remember me, you pig?
It's truly epic to watch him drive over a curb and realize his car seat must be covered in paint.
Damn it!
Oh, man, you finally got his paint job.
Number 9. Raging Regina, Mean Girls.
Hello, may I please speak to Taylor Waddell?
She's not home yet. Who's calling?
Oh, this is Susan from Planned Parenthood. I have her test results. If you could have her give me a call as soon as she can. It's urgent. Thank you.
If you haven't had the pleasure of watching Mean Girls, you are missing out. Written by Tina Fey, it's a great film that leaves you loving its characters, even the outright awful Regina George.
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
When all the young women in this teen comedy make peace, she is the only one who can't or won't take part. This makes the audience pity her for the briefest of moments.
Oh yeah, Katie? You know my friend Katie. She made out with Regina's boyfriend and then convinced him to break up with her. Oh god, and we gave you foot cream instead of face wash.
Despite her humanity, though, Regina is not at all kind and deserves to be the odd woman out.
You could take that fake apology and shove it right up your hairy...
Hit by a bus may be a cruel punishment, but it's also hilarious.
And that's how Regina George died. No, I'm totally kidding. But she did get hurt.
Number 8. Tricky Tab, Dumb and Dumber.
Kick his ass, Seabass!
When Harry and Lloyd set out on the road to return a briefcase, they don't have survival instincts or intelligence to rely on. But when they encounter a man only known as Seabass, who makes them feel small and spits in their food, the things do get awkward when Lloyd runs into Seabass later.
Find a happy place. Find a happy place.
Number 7. Awful Apples, Good Will Hunting.
Just history? It must have been a survey course then, huh?
Yeah, it was surveys.
Have you ever met someone who desperately wants you to know how smart they are?
I remember that class. It was just between recess and lunch.
Clark, why don't you go away?
Why don't you relax?
We have, which is why it's so great to watch one of these pretentious pricks be absolutely schooled. A ponytail-sporting douchebag desiring to make strangers look inferior in order to impress ladies and bystanders. This blonde bar patron proves that knowledge flaunted is knowledge wasted. Enter Will Hunting, a genius who really is the smartest guy in the room.
Wood drastically underestimates the impact of social...
Wood drastically underestimates the impact of social distinctions predicated upon wealth, especially inherited wealth. You got that from Vickers. Work in Essex County, page 98, right? Yeah, I read that too. Were you going to plagiarize the whole thing for us? Do you have any thoughts of your own on this matter?
Proving that the mind is more powerful than a pair of fists, Will swiftly puts the jerk in his place.
Do you like apples?
Yeah.
Well, I got a number. How do you like them apples?
Number 6. Flash Fight, Spider-Man. When we're introduced to Flash Thompson in the first Spider-Man film, he seemed like the type of guy who would make life difficult for many fellow students. Peter Parker, on the other hand, seemed like the type of guy that the strong-willed could walk all over with ease.
Think you're pretty funny, don't you, freak?
Flash, it was just an accident.
My fist breaking your teeth, that's the accident.
There is a hint of inner fortitude in puny Peter, however. With the bite of a radioactive spider, the power balance is reversed. Though Peter may not have been entirely comfortable with the unfamiliar outcome, we sure were.
Peter, that was amazing.
Number 5, Bud beaten by Brass, 3 o'clock high.
You and me, we're gonna have a fight. Today, after school. 3 o'clock in the parking lot.
Buddy Revell is the type of person that makes you want to cross the street instead of having to walk by him.
Buddy, I want you to go to my office and wait for me there.
Sorry, Mr. O'Rourke, I just can't do that.
Really? Why don't I give you a little help?
When Jerry, a fellow student, is assigned by the school paper to question him, he arouses Buddy's ire and wins a date with his fists.
There. Now it's your turn.
Jerry's destruction is seemingly set for the end of the school day. After choosing to pay him off, Jerry receives a sincere and severe insult that inspires him to not only stand up for himself, but also challenge the beast to a fight. Aided by brass knuckles, Jerry knocks his massive adversary out and wins the day. Number 4, Prom Pyrotechnics, Carrie.
You eat shit.
Carrie White is an innocent soul who spent her life under the thumb of everyone around her, whether it's the supposed cool kids or her possessive mother.
I think your book came in sweat and blood. Genesis 3:16.
No, please let me out!
Beset by her maturing body and dastardly peers, she is set up to feel accepted, until the moment it's all pulled away from her. Fueled by telekinetic powers and an anger that only a lifetime of abuse can foster, she then unleashes hell upon prom, and particularly those who trespassed against her. Like a typical bully that comes from a long line of bullies.
Buford Tannen was a notorious gunman whose short temper and a tendency to drool earned him the nickname Mad Dog.
Spending his days threatening others with violence and extorting schoolwork, the only thing that makes him stand out is how entertaining he is at first sight.
Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
Then we watch Biff interact with Lorraine Baines and recognize that he will stop at nothing, including sexual assault, to get what he wants.